Hello, my dears. How are you doing today? So, I'm sorry it's been a minute. I have had a lot going on. And honestly, part of the thing that's been going on is part of the reason that I wanted to do this video. This is a reading for what direction you want to take in your spiritual life. What's your next step in your spiritual life? Because I've been dealing with, just the basic, I don't know, Should I be should I be changing the way I think about certain things in life? Should I be believing this particular belief? Should I be changing the way I view the world, really? And it's really a difficult place to be, and anybody who is going through that knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, sometimes you just need the next step. Sometimes there's just too much confusion and so much going on. You're like, I don't even necessarily need to change all the things. I don't need to change the whole religion. I just need to know what is the next step. And so this is to help you find that next step in your spiritual journey. Okay? So, we're going to go ahead, take a look at what we got here. We have some celestialite. We have some clear quartz with pyrite, some other minerals in there. We have black kyanite, and we have smoky quartz. So, take a breath, pause the video if you need to, and pick whichever stone or pile you feel drawn to. All right? All right. All right. We're going to get started. If you need to go back and pause, go ahead and do that. However much time you need. If you need to spend a whole hour meditating before this, I don't know. So, shaking things here. So for the first pile, we have the celestialite. Celestite, not celestialite. I think that's right. Oh my goodness, I don't remember the name of the crystal anymore. I need to label all of my crystals because, I think I have them memorized, and then I go look back and I'm like, oh wait, which one was that again? So frustrating. So, first card we have is whatever one feels deeply or imagines clearly is impressed upon the subconscious mind and carried out in minute detail. So whatever you think clearly, whatever you feel strongly, you are literally creating a map in your brain for your subconscious to follow. So be careful. Be careful what you're thinking about. Be careful what you're putting all of your emotion into, because it's giving you a map for your subconscious, and it will follow that. So be aware of that. The next card we have is triune sextile symbiosis. So if you're in a situation, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. But when I have an image in my head, it's not always very easy for me to verbalize it. I think of it as, okay, I'm going to use an example of a family. If you are in a family where you have a particular role, maybe you're a middle child and you're the peacekeeper, and so you kind of just absorb all the negative energy and you just absorb all the BS that kind of goes on in the family, and you just try to keep the peace, and you're just tired of that role. And you don't want to be in that role anymore. The reason that you are in that role, the reason that you have maintained that role, is because that is the position that you have placed yourself. If you are fulfilling a role, then other people have to fulfill their role. Okay? Just as you will have very often, one child is really good with mathematics, and the next child very often has no desire to do mathematics. That role's already been taken. They're already good at that. Why would they want to make it harder for themselves and compete for that position? Instead, they go for sports, or they go for music, or maybe English, whatever it is. It has to be something a little bit different from the first child. Everybody has their thing that they're good at, that they're skilled at, but they are kind of put in these positions. And the family is the automatic, like the original symbiotic relationship, right? Everybody has those roles, everybody has those positions, because that's what happens when you are living together with other beings, right? With other humans. When you are in a relationship that is, I'm going to try to find a way to verbalize this. I feel like I'm saying a lot of words and not really actually getting the point across. What I am trying to say is, if you don't want to be in the role that you're in right now in life, you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to empty yourself out. Deal with the dark side of your personality, of your life, and grow and change and develop. You have to make that conscious effort. But in the process, almost guaranteed, you will lose friends or family. Now, there are some friends and family that are flexible enough to let you be who you are and kind of adjust their role in life enough to still maintain that friendship or that relationship with you. But when you change, if you have decided you don't want to be in this particular place in life anymore, and you make a huge change in your personality, or not your personality, but in your in the way that you handle things and in your role in life, you can absolutely lose a lot of people in your life, because that symbiotic relationship is not happening that way anymore. It just can't maintain. And that's fine. That's actually a good thing. It provides you the ability to grow. You can make your life better. And some people can adjust to that, but others can't. And that it's okay. It's sad. It's not fun to deal with, but it is okay. Because there's still life, it's going to happen that way, because that balance has to be maintained. So, definitely see you have a lot of shadow work to do. Definitely see that you got some dark corners that you don't really want to deal with, but if you actually want to change your mindset, this is really what it comes down to. Pay attention to what you're thinking about, spending your mental and emotional energy on. If it's something you don't like, clear it out. Empty yourself. Okay, this is that. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. The emptiness. In order to make way for something, there has to be an emptying of first. So, empty first of all the things that you do not want in your life, all the things you do not want to be in your life. But as quickly as you can, because emptiness cannot maintain. Our brain will be filling it with negative things right off the bat if you don't find something positive or good to replace it with. So, find the difficult areas in your life, those shadow areas in your life, make peace with it, and use that shadow aspect of your personality to make yourself better. You're not trying to get rid of this, because within your own personality, you have that symbiotic relationship of light and dark, that balance of light and dark. Okay? They both have to exist within you, and they can absolutely be beneficial to you. But you have to be willing to incorporate it in a healthy way. So, difficult task ahead. Definitely get it, and I wish you the best of luck on that, because that's really a lot of work. But hopefully you're on your way, and you already know which direction you should be going with that now, so we are going to call that good for pile 1. Okay, for those who picked, this is pile 2. We have the clear quartz with the pyrite in there. This is such a cool piece. I think of, there was an old Superman movie with Superman's fortress. I can't even think of what it's called. But that's what it looked like in the old movie, was like all these different crystals everywhere. And I thought that was just so cool. But I digress. I'm sorry, a little bit of nerd came out there. All right. So for pile 2, this is what we're looking at. First and foremost, there is no separation in divine mind. Therefore, I cannot be separated from the love and companionship which are mine by divine right. There seems to be a lot of fear of the future here. I get the feeling that this is almost like you've already gotten to the point of you've kind of separated yourself from the things in life that don't serve you anymore. And maybe it was a divorce, or maybe it was separating yourself from family, whatever it was, or separating yourself from a bad friendship. There is this understanding that when you separate from something that's not beneficial to you, that's still a part of you, first of all. Number one, remember that. You remember the lessons that you have learned. You don't need to carry that injury with you still. If you come at it from a point of objective viewing, instead of letting past hurts and past difficulties continue to injure you over and over again every time you think about it, instead of doing that to yourself, because that's just damaging, don't do that. Instead of doing that to yourself, retain that information. Remember that those lessons are still going to be learned, okay? But it's almost like right now you are feeling some fear in separation of something. And this is to let you know that there is hope. There is freedom. This is sacred sexuality. There is some freedom of expression, shall we say, that I feel like you have had to conceal or to kind of hide from the world and from yourself even. This is about expressing yourself in a positive way, in a healthy way that's good for you. This is really not where I was expecting to take this particular reading, because these cards don't really say that to me at all, but for some reason I feel it needs to be said, so I am saying it. So, the message that I feel is being told right now is that you are not alone, that you have a future, and you can have a very good future. You will, in the end, be victorious. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this card, I'm sorry. I'm going to try. Netza, the emanation of victory. There is no reward without hardship, no strength without resistance. So whatever it is you're going through right now, it feels like you're leaving. I'm trying to find a way to put this. Remember that you're never alone. That you are being taken care of still. And I would advise, not that I know what I'm talking about or anything, I would advise to the best of your ability to focus on the positive potentials of the future. And that will help get through the difficulties. All right? All right. I'm going to call that one good there. That was really not where I was expecting that one to go. All right. We have number 3, the black kyanite. We have... What do we have? Hopefully we can see all of these babies. I love black kyanite. One of my favorite stones, crystals, whatever you want to call it. They're just so cool looking at. Look at that. Super awesome. But anyhow, first card we have. When one has made one's demands upon the universal, one must be ready for surprises. Everything may seem to be going wrong, when in reality it is going right. This is interesting, because I get a very, very strong feeling from you. There is a power, just an immense strength to your character, to your personality, to who you are. You like to speak your mind. You like to be, I don't know if center of attention is quite the right way to put it, but you like positive focus on you. I mean, who doesn't? But like, some people are like exhausted by it after a while and just need to be alone. Others are like, yeah, give me more. Yeah, you're the give me more type. But what I'm getting from this is that there is a potential for good or for evil with that kind of personality that will affect other people more than other personalities affect others. Does that make sense? So because you have such a bigness about you, such a massive energy about you, you can impact others' lives more than someone who is more introverted or more just kind of keeps to themselves more. Okay? Not saying one is better than the other by any means. They all have their place, their role in life, right? But this is what I find interesting, is that right now I feel like things are not going particularly well for you. You might be a little hot-headed, a little temperamental, shall I say. And it makes sense. You have that personality that you feel things intensely, and so you express intensely. However, if that is not guided well, that can kind of be your own downfall. One of the downsides to speaking truth is you can push people away. And if you are not careful, like, you can absolutely speak the truth, but find a way of saying it that shows that you have their best interest at heart, as opposed to saying something that just comes across like, well, I just have to say it because, I have to say it. No. If you feel the need to speak the truth, if you feel the need to express yourself, do it. But do it in a way that doesn't damage other people's lives. And you, out of any personality, you are going to have to be more careful of that than others might, because you have such an impact on others. Because you have this personality, you have to be more careful about how you approach things. One of the best pieces of advice I heard recently was, it was a Native American man. I cannot for the life of me remember his name. He's on TikTok. Really like his stuff. But he talked about taking the energy of the bad and transforming it So if you are experiencing negative things in your life, difficulties in your life, just not great place in your life, right? You are the one that has that power. And especially because you have such a personality, you have the power that to transform that negative into positive and to make that expand and to make that grow to such an incredible point. There is so much potential in you for good. And right now I feel like it's not necessarily heading that way. But it's there. This is saying that you have more potential than most to draw in that negative, transform it, and send out positive. Okay? I'm going to leave that one alone because that one is just, that's a lot. Even in a reading, you're a lot. Jeez. I'm kidding. All right, we're going to move on to, last but not least, oh my gosh, I forgot you again. Smoky quartz. There we go. All right. Let's see what you got, baby. Let's see what you got. Oh, this is interesting. All right, so next, okay, I'm just going to read this. When I am able to let go of my problem, cast the burden, I shall have instantaneous manifestation. So this is very interesting because I get the feeling from all of these other cards, right? There are some trust issues going on. Potentially you're somebody who overthinks things. The best part about this is you also have, you have a lot in your life that's blocking you right now. That's kind of, some of it I feel like is you, some of it I feel like is just kind of circumstantial or people around you that's kind of affecting things. But the best part is we have Amoris, I can't even say his name, whoever it is. But it's the angel of undoing. You have the power to undo that negative viewpoint, the negative thought, that lack of trust, right? Undo all of that. Change that. Because that's what is going to open up the way for instant manifestation in your life. I see it as like a collection of, like a big bundle of knots, right? Like you got this rope with like 5 bajillion little knots in it. Okay, some of them you put there, some of them other people put there, some of it life put there, whatever it is. But you need a proper rope. You can't just have a bundle there, right? You need a proper rope for whatever you're doing in your life. You are the one that has the potential to sit there and undo all those knots, not just from yourself, but from other people, from life, to straighten them out into a cohesive understanding. And once you have done that, that line of thought is now clear, the direction is now clear, and things in your life can now manifest. I mean, that is just absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I really, I can't even say anymore. Like, this ended up being a short one on the last one here, but like, really, this is what this is about. Taking the crazies in your life, straightening them out. And you do have to take care of yourself in this process, okay? But the only other thing I'm actually going to add to this is this trust card is twofold. Okay, I feel very strongly like this needed to be said as well. Learn to trust not just in God, in divine, whatever you believe in, but also learn to trust yourself. It is okay to trust yourself. Even if you make a mistake, it's still okay to trust yourself. The more you trust yourself, the easier it will be to undo those knots in your life. Okay? All right, my dears, we're going to call it there. As always, take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you to the best of your ability. And I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Bye.